Hey everybody, Norm over here, and I've got my friend Tony Pulizzi.
Got it, man.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's Italian
Tony
boy. I'm
Pulizzi.
part Italian too. DiCarlo was my grandfather's name there. So,
Awesome.
so let me ask you. You know, L.A. is the place where all these studio guitar players, whether for records, whether for TV, whether for traveling, there's a pool of some of the greatest guitar players around, and they live in L.A. because the main artists live in L.A.
Yes,
too.
they do.
So you're out lately. You've been playing with Dave Koz, right?
Right. I've been playing with him and Rick Braun, or whenever they call me, or I'm playing with Rick at the Catalina Island Jazz Fest in a couple weeks. And I just play whoever calls me, and I'm very excited to be in the LA scene. For example, I just did Dionne Warwick's Christmas album,
Love
and that's
Dionne
coming
Warwick,
out
yeah.
in a couple of weeks. We have the Oak Ridge Boys on it, and that's all cool. She's doing a lot of different things, so I got inundated with some country music too, as well as I play a lot of jazz and a lot of rock as well.
Well, I knew that you were out with Stevie Wonder and Gladys Knight. You did TV work with Stevie, right?
Right, I played with Stevie on the TV shows, and I
Justin
also
Timberlake.
Yes, he was on the TV shows as well. When I was the house player for American Idol, I was inundated with all these artists. And
You were
so
in the house band,
right? Yeah, so we got to play with them and to be experienced. I mean, I had to I could play with Zach Wilde at one time too on American Idol. So
You got to
really
be
cool.
You got to be pretty versatile there, and you got to
Yes.
be able to do whatever they want right on the spot. You know,
Right.
It's sort of like the Wrecking Crew kind of thing.
Yes.
Where these guys, it's like they either give you some sheet music or they tell you this is what I'm looking for. But you play with a lot of the great R&B acts and stuff.
I've
and
been been very fortunate to be with some of the jazz greats. I played with Natalie Cole for 4 years, and she just took me around the world. George Benson, just to be in his presence.
I
And
knew
to learn
Natalie a
from
little
him.
bit.
Yeah.
My son was friends with her son, Robbie.
Yes, he's a
And
very
I
good
knew
friend of mine. I
Andre,
played
yeah.
with him. Rest in peace. And yeah, just great friends of mine. I
Yeah.
was able to learn from them.
And Andre, her former husband, was in Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
He was a drummer. And but Gladys Knight is another one. These are a couple of Tony's records here. So you can get these online? Or?
Right, yeah, you can get those at digital outlets, Spotify, whatever. And one is The Blue Wrinkle. That's a jazz funk trio with high energy jazz. And the other one I have called Pleasant View Place is me playing this guitar right here. And it's,
That's a Herb Ellis.
Yes, yeah, some solo
165.
guitars, some overdub stuff, some Pat Metheny kinds of stuff. Two different styles of CDs there.
Very cool. And you were out on tour with Gladys Knight. I mean, that must have been great too.
Yes,
He's
it was
one of the
great.
all-time greats. And, his resume, if I started, reading off the resume, it's kind of, this would be the longest video that we've ever done, because, I mean, he's like, we did Don Peake from the Wrecking Crew. I did
Yes.
a podcast with him, and I would like to get you to come in and do a podcast too, Tony, if you would.
That would be awesome.
So, we just had Vince Gill, and we've got all kinds of people that are doing it, Don Peake and all that.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of these guys, just being in LA, there's like a pool of some of the greatest players in the world, and when these big artists come in, they want to take somebody out on the road, or they want to go in the studio or do a TV show. This is one of the guys that they call. And Tony, play a little bit for us and just, show us some of the stuff. Yeah, oh, by the way, and he's playing at Bogie's, which is one of my favorite clubs in Westlake.
Right.
That's this Friday.
This coming Sunday night.
Not Friday.
Yes.
I screwed up again.
No, that's okay.
All right.
Bogey's on the 13th on Sunday. Yes.
Okay. And so this guy, he knows what to do with the git fiddle, and play a little bit for us. And he plays all styles, but this is a little more on the jazzy end, right?
Sure. The jazz. day. Love came planning to stay. Green Dolphin Street supplied the setting of nights beyond forgetting. And through these moments apart, memories live in my heart. When I recall the love I found on, I could kiss the ground on Green Dolphin Street.
Hey, that was sweet.
Woo!
And he does all different styles. You can see it at Bogie's, and you know, this is one of the guys that you need to see. You know, a lot of you people that don't live in LA aren't privy to some of the great players that we have, and Tony is one of the top players, and he has got a resume to end all resumes. So, you know, it's just great having him in here. Do something just in a little bit different style, just for laughs. Just
sure.
You know, give him a taste. You know, so.
This original is off both records. There's an acoustic version and a funk version. This is called Mr. R's Jam.
Okay, let's hear it. Hey, one of the best that LA's got to offer, Tony Pulizzi. Thank you, buddy. I think you
Man, thank you for having me.
one of the
man.
best that's ever come in here. This guy can really play, and he played. And you told me that you did all kinds of stuff, a lot of hard rock stuff. I mean, you know, whatever is necessary. This is a guy. Who are some of the, you know, people that are totally different from what you just played? That you play
Well,
with?
like I've been very fortunate enough to play with a guy named Brian Beller, and he played with, he's bass player. He's out with the Aristocrats. He's played with Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, Mike Keneally, all those guys, and Steve Ferrone, the drummer for Tom
I know
Petty and the
Steve, yeah.
Heartbreakers. Yeah, I've been to have a good relationship with him. I played with him for many years. Alex Lidgertwid, the former lead singer of Santana, so I play with him when I can. Robbie Dupree, I played with
Very
him,
cool.
and just I'm just so happy that I made the move to LA because I was able to learn and play from the best musicians in the
There
world.
you go. And where did you come from originally?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes.
Home of rock and roll, right there. Very, very cool. Well, and where can people check you out, like on the internet, you know, your social media and stuff
You
like
can
that?
you can find me at www.tonypguitar.com, and I also have a YouTube page, youtube.com Tony Pulizzi, and I'm on Facebook and Twitter. and all that.
Okay, and we have a contract that Tony's going to come in. We're going to do a podcast with Tony. And, you know, we might even pair you up with one of my other buddies. And we have a lot of fun on our podcast. So I hope you check them out. This week, we've got Freebo and Alice Howe. We're fantastic. We had Tim Pierce on last week.
Awesome,
There's another one. We had Vince Gill. So it's getting really good. And this guy can play his butt off. And one of the best that LA has to offer. Tony Pulizzi. Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you. Thank you, Norm.
Appreciate it. Bogies.